Hey guys, John with JRSP, Johnson Reality Self Protection. Today we're going to be going over the second Seardo Hammerfish Strike, which is going to be the exact opposite, basically, of the like the inward hammer, or yeah, the inward hammerfish strike um, that we just did, the last video, like where we were coming here and going to the body. And I mean, every single one of these techniques can be done loaded, which I mean, loaded fist, like with the Uwara stick, they're great, So we're gonna, that last technique was the inward hammer fist strike. So the next one is gonna be the outward hammer fist strike. So inward to the body, outward goes high to the head. Like I said in the last video, we have a better technique that goes to the head. We said, hey, well, this inward hammerfish strike, it can go to the head, but we have a better technique for that. And that is going to be the outward hammerfish strike, and it travels on that outward plane. Whereas this one was coming in, this one, it goes out like that right there. And it's usually a whipping action right here. So it looks over here on Bob. It may be something that it doesn't have to have any setup. You can turn your body and, like, if you're in a situation, you have your hands up right here and kind of feint and whip it in there. You don't really need a setup, but you could use that inward hammer fist for the setup right there. Or, I mean, you could use some type of palm or something, an elbow, whatever you got to do in that situation. We don't believe in scenarios, so we don't believe in trying to create a sequence to like jab, cross, hook, uppercut, because then that gets stuck in your mind, and then, hey, that's what you're trying to do in a situation. That's all your mind's going to when only seconds count. Like you're in the real deal Holyfield situation, you're thinking jab, cross, hook, uppercut when maybe you need to do something else. So, like, I always just train repetition, repetition, repetition on both sides. Everything I do on this side, I'm going to do on this side. Okay, so, like I say, you really don't need the setup, but you could do something like, you're in here, like I say, you got the loaded fist right here, you're in here, and you're, so, but once again, I don't know how well y'all saw that. Once again, you don't need, let's see here, move Bob where y'all can see it better. As I say, you don't need that. You can, well, trying to get y'all where y'all can see it better. You can be in that situation where you can, just lean and come back up right there, and it's that whipping motion right there. It's like kind of like a back fist, except I saw 411 Outdoors talking one time. It's kind of when I kind of stopped watching his channel, because I like his content, but he was talking he was telling people that a back fist is a good shot. Like, there's no back fist in Seardo. Okay, now I'm not saying that he said there was back fist in Seardo, but I'm just saying that there are no back fists in Seardo, because, I mean, come on, guys. This is all loose, weak bone, okay? There's no protection. This is just skin on bone right here. And if you don't spend a good amount of time conditioning your hands, like striking a heavy bag, some people, go as far to striking, bags with iron sand and stuff. The real deal practitioners, like of karate and stuff and kung fu, they hit like wooden boards, like what is it, the makiwara boards or something, like they do a lot of hand conditioning to make their hands real hard. And yeah, that's good, but is it realistic? This is Seardo, simple, effective, aggressive, realistic. No, that's not realistic for the majority of people. The majority of people are not conditioning their hands. Okay, so yeah, those guys who do the monkey fist or whatever, the like monkey kung fu or whatever, which is like one of the most dangerous kung fu's or something. I saw something like on a Jesse Incap video or something about that. Didn't watch the video all the way through, but no, it's like those guys spend years conditioning their hands to make their hands like, I mean, like steel basically, and that's good if you have the time and to know how to do that, and you got a place and a proper instructor to teach you how to do that and whatever. But other than that, if you haven't ever been conditioning your hands, like I continue to say, these were not made to like do a lot of striking. Okay, it's like because we haven't evolved or adapted. I don't believe in evolution. We haven't adapted through the years for our hands to have thick bone or callus on them just naturally. You have to go train that for years. So it's like when somebody tries to tell me, oh, a backhand is a good strike for self defense or self protection, and when like the majority of people who are like looking at self defense have done no hand conditioning, that is somebody who I'm questioning myself. It's like, is this somebody I should be listening to? And that's why I don't really follow 411 Outdoors that much anymore. I like the dude, I like his channel and stuff, but I don't really listen to his self defense stuff. Okay, but like I'm saying, like we went off into a tangent there. Like this hammer is kind of like a back fist. If you were going to do a back fist, if you had hand conditioning for a back fist, but this hammer right here doesn't need that hand conditioning. Okay, it's like this is a strike and a tactic and a tool and a technique that can be used right out the gate, and the majority of people could use it because it's the meaty portion of the hand. It can take a lot. Okay, it can take a lot more than this fist right here. This part of the hand can take a lot more. And so if you're going to do some type of whipping motion with your hand, it would, for me, it would be this um, outward hammer fist all day long. And that's the second Seardo hammer fist, is the outward hammer fist. And like I say, like you work with it, you freaking like spend some time at home doing that. Like, I mean, it don't have to be a god awful amount of time. Okay, you can spend like I would say 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes a day, you know, working on that, working on getting that technique down. Like we're right here, I'm dropping up and coming back up and just whipping that in. I don't know if y'all can see that very well actually. Let's come tracking back over here. I know like the lighting's bad, but like right here, coming in, dropping down a little bit. Like, well, hold on. There we go, right there. It's good, right? Dropping down. Say he throws that punch or whatever, and I drop down and come back and whip him in the head with that hammer. Okay, that is a great technique. It's one of my favorites, and like I say, you can come off that inward hammer and go right to that outward hammer. So, and I've trained hammers for years because I train with fist loads, palm sticks, and I mean, basically in hammer fist grip, basically, I mean, that's the most powerful grip that you're going to get when you're using like a palm stick. And it's pretty much the grip that I would tell people to like always use. But there are some beneficial grips in the forward grip as well. So, but like I say, I've trained for years, just you know getting those hammers. I feel the hammer fist is like one of the best like closed fist techniques of all time because grandma can do it. It's like little Johnny from up the street. He could hit you with a hammer, and there's going to be an effect. But like, and I mean, this can take a lot more punishment. So, hey guys, this is Ja with JRSP. That is the second Seardo hammer fist, the outward hammer. Yeah, the outward hammer. Like, as usual, you know, the world's a big place. All the dangers are very real, you know, and whenever you can, it's always better just to walk away. And like I say, disclaimer, I don't claim to be some type of hand to hand combat expert. I just claim to know a little bit of something. And I knew enough that I created my own thing due to, politics in places that I went to train that, there was falling outs and stuff like that. And, like I was training Krav Maga, and the dude got into a motorcycle accident. It's like I created my own system, my own methodology of training, just because I was like, well, that guy was shorter than me, or that guy was taller than me, or at Future Dragons Kung Fu, they were telling me to, do it this way, but, due to a prior injury, I couldn't even hold my foot that way, and they wouldn't get that through their stupid heads. It's like, so, like, it wasn't going to work the way they were telling me to do it, so I had to figure out a way to do it myself that I could do it, like I had to figure out a different way to do it. And of course I didn't like that, but it worked for me. So that's kind of like how Seardo was born. And so just doing like different systems and stuff like that. And, having that Bruce Lee philosophy, absorbing what was useful for me and disregarding what was not useful for me. And like I said in the last video, was it useless? Some of the stuff, no, that doesn't mean that some of the stuff that I disregarded was useless. It may be useful to you, but it wasn't useful to me because I'm who I am, and that's just how it was. But that's, like I say, how Seardo began, and that's how, I mean, if you look at many different styles of martial art and stuff like that, there's so many different styles of karate and stuff, and that's how, like, that went. It's like this guy started this style of karate because he was taller than that dude, and that dude started this style of karate because he was fatter than that guy and whatever and stuff like that. And you got Wadu Ryu, like Shinto Ryu, and like Goju Ryu, and then you got so many different types of karate. So I mean, that's just how it goes. People are gonna create things to do things better for them, and that's how I've always been. I have ADHD. I've always had to do things in a way that was like, different. I've always had to find my own way of doing things, and it's no different with combat arts and stuff like that. And though I liked Sandy kickboxing, I liked judo, and I liked Krav Maga, and they just didn't work out. So, hey guys, once again, this is Ja with JRSP Johnson, Reality Self Protection. You guys take it easy.